Guys, before this video begins, I am running a double giveaway on Xbox One and PS4. All you gotta do is subscribe to the channel and comment done with your gamer tag or PSN on that giveaway video. It's on my channel. It says a huge giveaway in the thumbnail, guys. Now to your video. Hey guys, Thatmutgamer back here from the video. Welcome back to an episode of my daily sniping series. Guys, comment coming in today from Clutch Kev that said top 5 teams that could surprise us and win the Super Bowl next year. If you guys would like to be featured in this sniping series, comment down below an idea of what we can talk about next episode. If I choose your idea, I will give you a shout out. So guys, today, let's go right into it. So top 5 teams that could surprise us and win a Super Bowl. So obviously that's not going to be the juggernauts or the teams that obviously could win. And those teams I'm going to put out there are going to be Pittsburgh, New England, Green Bay. I kind of feel like Green Bay is on the edge because again they haven't won the Super Bowl in a little bit, so they kind of on the edge, but at the same time I just feel like they could definitely a lot of people could see them winning the Super Bowl. So what team do I think? Well, one of the teams I think actually was going to do good next year is one of the teams I think that could surprise us. Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay definitely could surprise us and go ahead and win a Super Bowl. Oakland Raiders, they could definitely come out of the woodworks and make a Super Bowl run, especially with how many pieces they have now. They definitely could they could come out of nowhere pretty much and just win a Super Bowl. Well, not nowhere, but they could come out and actually win. Next team I'm going to go with are going to be the Eagles. And again, the Eagles this offseason, they have made so many new additions to that squad. They have made so many new pieces. Adding, receivers, adding LeGarrette Blount as halfback, really helping out Carson Wentz, and then, of course, adding Timmy Jernigan and then some other pieces on defense. They have really, went in depth to making that team around Carson Wentz and, making them have the best chance to win a Super Bowl. So I could see them, and I believe that's, 3 teams now? The last 2 teams, again, just like my top 5 teams, I'm going to have a little bit of struggle with this one, but I got to say, in all honesty, there's not a lot of teams right now who are geared toward winning a Super Bowl. And there was actually an analyst that said all the teams pretty much except for New England are pretty much in a rebuilding state. They're in a state where they, aren't really ready to take that next step to the playoffs and the Super Bowl, but they're in that state where in a couple years, they're easily going to be playoff teams, which New England, you better watch out. A lot of teams are getting better. But next team I'm going to go with is going to be, again, the last 2 teams are going to be the most difficult, guys. Like, obviously the Seahawks, again, are a team that, easily someone could see win the Super Bowl. I'm just thinking, guys. I'm sorry. Those first 3 are definitely 3 I can just see, surprise everyone. But the last 3, I guess Tennessee could be one of them, especially if they can get, more going with, now a new receiver, Mike Williams. Tajay Sharp needs to really get going. And of course they have, what's that guy's name? Maybe I'll see it if I go here. What's his name? Rashard Matthews. They have him, and then of course they have They have Sharp, and then they have DeMarco Murray and Derrick Henry. Marcus Mariota, great. Delaney Walker, great offensive line, and of course the defense definitely a lot better, especially with adding Logan Ryan in this offseason. So Tennessee is the next team I could see surprising everyone and winning a Super Bowl. And our last team on the list, which will be the most difficult for me, let's see which one we got here. I don't really see the Giants making the playoffs, in all honesty. No disrespect to Giants fans. I just think this year is not your year. Oakland Raiders, I already said them. Redskins, I just don't think without the, what do you call it? They lost to Sean Jackson's, right? They lost to Sean Jackson, not Jackson's. They got Terrell Pryor. They got Jordan Reed. They got Crowder, who really came through last year and showed that he could be a valuable receiver. They got Rob Kelly. Now they have a new guy in the draft, something Sheenrine, whatever. He's a halfback. He got an ankle injury in college, but he apparently, if he can stay healthy, he's one of the best. He'll be one of the best in the league. So he's there. Of course, Kirk Cousins. You like that? I kind of like that. And then of course their defense is with Josh Norman, Ryan Kerrigan, and all the pieces with that. So I don't know. I don't think the Redskins would win a Super Bowl. I just don't feel like this year is the year for the Redskins. Another team I could see that they could surprise us and surprise everybody. I guess I would gotta go with. See, it has to be a team that can actually make the playoffs, and I feel like a lot of these teams. Again, there's only 12 teams making the playoffs in the whole 32 team league. So with that in mind, I think I'm gonna go with. You know what? I'm just going to go with the Redskins then. Because, again, there's not many teams I really see being able to push past the Packers, being able to push past the Seahawks, being pushed past the Cowboys, being pushed back these, not juggernaut teams, I don't want to say juggernaut, but these really powerful teams. Obviously, the Packers have a weakness on the defense, and that's the way to exploit them. But it's very, very difficult to stop Aaron Rodgers. Of course, the Cowboys, they have a very big weakness on the defense, especially losing all the corners they did this offseason. But they still got Dak Prescott. They still got that line. They still got Zeke, Dez, Terrence Williams, and Colby. So they still have a lot of weapons to, all come together and do good. That it's gonna be hard to get past them. The New England Patriots, don't even get me started. They're everything. They got better. Why? But anyway, we got them. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers. We have a lot of teams in this AFC and NFC that are really, really good. And don't slack on the Atlanta Falcons. Even though they did lose their offensive coordinator, they still are going to be a really good team. They have a lot of weapons around Matt Ryan, good offensive line. They definitely could make it to the Super Bowl once again. They did it last year. What's the difference? The only difference is no offensive coordinator, but if they can use some, plays that they learned from Kyle Shanahan to really boost that offense again, they could really make a really good run. Now this video is going to turn into why every single team could be a Super Bowl contender. Nah, but seriously, there's a lot of good teams. And of course, the Oakland Raiders, last season, they would have made, in my opinion, last season, the Oakland Raiders would have won the Super Bowl if it wasn't for the fact that they did lose Derek Carr. They were pretty much on the way to winning a Super Bowl if Derek Carr did not go down. New Orleans Saints are another team that could. Obviously, without Brendan Cooks now, they got Mike Thomas, they got Adrian Peterson. They got Ted Ginn Jr. They don't have Jimmy Graham, lost him a couple seasons back, but they do have Kobe Fleener, so it should be interesting to see how they can do. They got Marshawn Lattimore in the offseason, in the draft, so it should be interesting to see how they can really build that defense together because, again, that's what they're doing. This whole offseason has been about building that defense. The Baltimore Ravens, same idea. They built this whole entire defense. Now they add Jeremy Maclin in, might add in Nick Mangold. They're kind of bulking that offensive line, offense in general. But the fact of the matter is they made a defense just like 2000 that was so difficult to stop. Pittsburgh Steelers, this offseason, adding, what's his name? Shoes Sminster, whatever his name is. Plus, they already got Antonio Brown. Plus, they already got Le'Veon Bell. Now getting Martavis Bryant back next year. With, I think they did lose Martavis, Whedon, whatever his name, Whedon. But that's not much of a loss. They already got a good offensive line. Defensively, they got better. They're, really hook-shoring that whole entire team. Obviously, the only problem with them is by the, postseason, Big Ben ain't healthy. Big Ben does get hurt. He's banged up. He's not 100% during the offseason. During the postseason. So that's their biggest issue. Other than that, the Chiefs. I forgot the Chiefs. Well, again, the Chiefs are kind of in that boat. I think there was 3 teams that could beat the Patriots. And they said it's the Chiefs, Raiders, and, Chiefs, Raiders, and Steelers. 3 teams that could beat the Patriots and win a Super Bowl. So, again, the Chiefs are not in that boat right now where they're actually, surprising if they win a Super Bowl. They got Pat Mahomes, which I don't really agree with, but they did get a really nice halfback rookie to back up Spencer Ware. They did lose Jeremy Maclin, but Tyreek Hill now is going to be the focus point of the offense. They got Travis Kelce. Defensively, they still got Eric Berry. They still got Marcus Peters. They still have Derek Johnson. They still have a lot of good options on that defense. And the fact of the matter is, there are definitely a lot of teams, I feel like now, that could win a Super Bowl. I know everyone had that mindset of, New England's going to win. No doubt about it. No one's going to beat New England. I don't know if that's 100% true because there's a lot of teams that could easily get to the playoffs. And you got to remember, guys, you just got to the playoffs. I know everyone loves to say that New England did so good last year in the playoffs. They should have lost to the Texans. Sorry, Patriots fans, but you guys know Tom Brady had an awful game that game. He should have lost to the Texans. If Will Fuller caught that touchdown pass and a couple other, things went the Texans' way, the Texans would have won that game. So to say, New England was so great, they got blown out in the Super Bowl. If it wasn't for the fact that Atlanta didn't know how to run the ball and they didn't know how to, throw the ball more to Julio Jones, that would have been a blowout. So, let's all step back. Now, don't get me wrong, New England fans, I'm not trying to trash you, because, of course, New England did actually get a lot of new pieces in the offseason. They got Stephon Gilmore. They got Coney Ely. They got Brandon Cooks. They got every single running back that had potential. They have a lot of new weapons. They have a lot of new things to walk around. And they did get, who did they get? They got the tight end. They got a new tight end to replace Martellus Bennett. Now, they did lose Garrett Blount. I don't really think, personally, Dwayne Allen, that's it. That really that big of a deal? But the fact of the matter is, they definitely, improved their team a lot. Now, again, that's what it comes down to. And I'm no shot to the New England Patriots, but when you get to the playoffs, teams can have bad days. And if they have a bad day, any team in the league could take advantage of it. Remember one thing, I'm going to leave you one thing before I end this video, guys. The undefeated Packers lost to, the 1-14 Chiefs, or they had, 1-12 Chiefs. The undefeated Packers lost to that team and ended the undefeated season. So, the fact of the matter is, any team that gets to the playoffs, any team that's in there, can win it all. It doesn't matter. New England, you're a great powerhouse, but every powerhouse can fall. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.